Well, I know what you mean. Honestly, I don't really ever get that happening because most of the people I have on my friend list just never talk to me. It's mainly Clover's
Really?
friends that join the party. If we don't,
Really?
they joined only her, only for her.
Isn't it like mostly because like she's like a girl and stuff like that or whatever,
A good majority of the time, yeah.
or something?
Yeah, that's a good majority of the time.
Yeah, like it's just really weird because like I don't know why like I'm just weird about like asking if I like may join like a party or if I should send them a party invite or whatever or something like that or you know because mostly like whenever I'm online like no one really ever like sends me a party invite unless if it's like sometimes once in a while who my sister calls Mr. 2 because he has the number 2 in his gamer tag like it's like the last part of his gamer tag and he mostly plays like some Call of Duty stuff and Minecraft and all that with us whenever he's on and everything. And but anyways, he's kind of like one of my good guy friends on here, and so yeah, so so but yeah, just I don't know why like it was always like some kids that sometimes like joined me or whatever like joined my party and once in a while it was like a few other guys or something. One time I was in a party with like a few other people, like two girls and like a few other guys in the party. And then when it was just one of the guys and me, that's where it kind of went downhill. And I'm pretty sure you know what I mean by that.
Oh yeah.
But but yeah, like like it happened like last year or the year before and so it was quite interesting. And so yeah, with that type of experience, which I basically did nothing to him, and he just wanted to, you know, be all like weirdo faced and be some creep, and believe me, I told my mom about the things he said to me, and so it was quite interesting. And so in like I think in some way my mom kind of understands about that sort of thing if you know what I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
About that type of thing of like guys doing not all guys but some guys on here that have done that or whatever. And so I've tried putting it in best terms to my mom about that sort of thing, but like you know with me like I'm only on here because I like to play games and you know like just everyday fun. Like I'm not on
Yeah.
here for like sexual terms or whatever, and I just don't understand how some guys are like that on here. And so but sorry if that sounds really weird coming from me and I possibly went too far with that.
Nah,
But
you're good. I ran into those people before. Even most girls do that with me, and it's weird. I'm like, why?
yeah. Like it's just weird. I mean, like don't you just like hate it like in general though?
Oh yeah. Online and offline is just like is for me. It's a matter of if a person's personality is good. Like, who cares about the looks or if like who they or like who they hang around and all that stuff. If they don't like act nice or act nice towards my friends or anything, it's just like, oh, you're not worth it.
Yeah. Like I just don't understand the whole like aspect of it. I guess like it's like okay, like you're on here, apparently you like to play some of the same games that I like to play. And funny thing is like I actually had an experience yet again with this sort of thing about, I kind of want to say like 2 weeks ago, and I don't know why, just like after I left the party, like I literally ended up crying, and I think it was just like out of like frustration or something, which I, at least I hope that makes sense, but because sometimes when I get
Yeah.
like really like it, it's like it's just weird because like sometimes like even when I'm like not on Xbox, like sometimes when I'm like really frustrated, like let's kind of say almost like really close to the max, I end up like crying. I don't know why. And but yeah, like it's just out of frustration, I guess. Like after I left the party and everything, like it was just really weird. Like it was even when I was live streaming too. Like I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3 cuz I just felt like playing some of it for a bit. And then the guy who apparently found me on Twitter, like it was just really weird. Like this guy, he found me on Twitter, and and so he ends up asking me if I'm on Xbox, and I said yes. And then he ends up saying to me, or like he asked me about like what my gamer tag is on Xbox. So I told him, and the funny thing is, I felt like no connection to him like whatsoever the whole entire time. Like whenever I was in a party with him and some of his friends, and the first time I was in a party with him was like a few days before this thing happened. And so I, like, it was just him, one of his friends, and I, and the three of us played some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. So we played that together. And apparently I sucked at it, in my own opinion. And but they seemed okay, I guess. But I don't know, but I still felt like no connection. Like it was never really like a real conversation between him and I like whatsoever, if you know what I mean. And
Hmm.
and so and so anyways, so I guess like a few days later or nights later, I guess, in a way of saying, I get a message from him saying for me to get on Xbox. And so I did get on, but like a few minutes later or so. So I got on, and then after that he he invites me to the party, so I joined it, and it was like him and like the same guy that was in the party with us two before, and like one or two other friends of his, and I mean guy friends. And so like for some reason they were just like freaking messing around or whatever, and like I thought it was like a real conversation or whatever, like no jokes or something, or I don't know. And then so then at some point, when I was kind of like in the middle of a match, I think it was, the same guy who invited me to the party, he invites this this girl who was playing in the same match as they were, out of the ones who were playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. So he invites her, so she joins the party and of course includes her audio. And because one of the guys who included his audio, you hear him saying in the video to include her, like for her to include her audio. So she includes it, like I just said. And so then for some reason, the guy who invited her to the party, he leaves the party for some reason, and then invites her like a minute later to another party that he started. So all of the other guys in the party left the party. She left the party, joined that party of his, And of course, I was confused. Like, I was kind of thinking, like, so no one said goodbye to me. No one said to me that, like, that they were going to come back and join this party, and such like that, you know. And so it was just really weird. And then several minutes later, I joined the party because I got another invite and from the same guy. And then, so I joined it, and then, a few seconds
Hmm.
later, a douchebag joined the party.
Oh
So
yeah,
this
my
is,
favorite kind.
so here's where the stuff gets interesting. So the like, I'm just calling him the douchebag because he was apparently being a douchebag. But of course, I thought at the time that he was just, being nice. And I don't know why. I just don't understand why I didn't catch on to what he was like doing. I guess it's because, with like what I have autism, so I don't understand sometimes about some stuff, or like that I never know if someone's like either being nice or if they're joking or teasing me or just being a dick in general and such like that, which at least I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so of course I thought at the time that he was being nice, but apparently no. He wasn't being nice. He was being a dick. Because he was keep on constantly asking me questions, and of course he included his audio because the guys said for him to include his audio, and of course they laughed about it, and so he ends up asking me constant questions about myself, and but it was all just mean stuff. And then at some point he actually says to me at some point that I'm really annoying, and that it's annoying that I haven't answered his questions in a while. And because I just got to the point to where I was really annoyed of him asking me constant questions like about myself and everything, which I think that makes sense to you or something. And oh dang it, I have crumbs on myself. And so yeah, so he kept on asking me constant questions about myself, ended up saying to me that I'm really annoying, and that it's really annoying that I haven't answered any of his questions in a while. And of course I thought to, hello, hi, sorry, my dad called down.
It's okay.
So 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 yeah, and then he ends up, like, this guy, he ends up asking, not asking me, he ends up telling me that I'm a dumb bitch. And so yeah,
All that
but
just because
here's
you wouldn't answer questions. Like, there's a reason why you're not answering these questions.
yeah, exactly. And like, I didn't want to cause drama or anything, like, and because I'm like that, I don't like to cause drama. And then I end up saying to him, and you might kind of like the little thing I said to him. Like, I was like, "Aw, my thanks." And then I possibly said a little something else, but I don't remember. And then he said, and like, God, like, what did he say? Oh yeah, he was like, yeah, that's what I say to all the dumb bitches around me. And so yeah, so it was really quite interesting. And so and
Girl,
then
keep
he
that dirty hook to yourself.
and, sorry, just how you said that.
No, because I started to clench a little because he had a hook, and it, like, if it hooks me, I'm dead. I don't want to get hooked. Oh, he has rabies. I don't know. I have two health right now, but continue though.
Um, but yeah, so like I did create these videos uh on my gaming channel. Like I recorded myself talking about it, but kind of like short term in a way, and then showing the gameplay uh and such like that. And like if you ever want, like you can like see those or whatever. Like I don't care. Like I'd like it was because that one of my guy friends on here, but we were talking through like the whisper things on Twitch. He's like one of my moderators on Twitch, but he's like one of my good guy friends on here as well. And so I shared about this with him as well, and he and so like what he said about it is like for me to like put those like to put it like in parts like I do, to put those like on my gaming channel, so like some people like know what I have to put up with and everything. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And so maybe to some people they think it's like silly to do that, but it also like shows like in a way that you're like uh, like like a strong person. I guess I have my strong points, but I kind of also have my weak points, like just like everyone else. And so,
everyone has a weak point.
you know, I kind of wonder what my weak point is. Like I'm not really sure at the moment what my weak point is exactly. Like I know I like to read for one. Uh, but it depends on my mood for that thing. Like that's one of the things I like to do. But I've always kind of wondered like what my strong points are and like what my weak points are, but I still wonder what those are. Which I know that might sound silly because I'm like 22, but like sometimes I don't even feel 22. But but
I may
but
be 18, but I
yeah.
definitely don't act like it. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. It's just like really weird because like you know how old you are, but sometimes you just like don't feel it or
Yeah.
something, like kind
For
of
me, I just
depends
don't
like
like
when.
acting mature. Like I know when and when not to act mature, but like the good majority of the time, I don't like acting mature. I'll make weird animal sounds. I wouldn't care. Because the
Oh
thing for
yeah,
me
like
is I like to make people laugh, and that makes me happy.
yeah. I mean, like I know that with me, like I try to be a funny person, but like it depends like if I'm like good with humor or not, because like I don't know, like I just get some of the humor from some of my show, like from some of my favorite shows. But like one of my favorite older shows is I Love Lucy, which is really crazy because it's not of this generation. Like it's not from this generation because it's from the 20th century. But like still, like it's a good show, and like yeah, they basically didn't even like swear in that show, but or from the episodes I've watched. but but it's like one of my favorite shows, even though it's in black and white. But still, like it's not a bad thing to watch that sort of stuff, to watch some stuff that was in black and white like at that time, or whatever of television, I mean. And
Oh yeah.
so I don't really mind that. And I don't have a problem watching those types of shows. And then the other one after that one is I watched oh, it's called Here's Lucy. It's actually on Hulu, so if you ever feel like watching it sometime, feel free to let me know. Um, Cause in my own opinion, it's a good show. Um, cause like whatever, it's basically like it's not really a sequel or anything, but um, it's from oh god, I'm pretty sure it's from like the late 60s, I think, like late 60s, early 70s.
Oh boy.
But still, it's a good show, and it's in color actually. But it's just really interesting to see or like watch shows, that's not from like your generation, or at least that's my own opinion. Um, but
Listen, I'm nowhere near proud of this generation.
wait, what?
I'm nowhere near proud of this generation. Nowhere near.
Really?
No.
Oh yeah, like remember about that thing of that clown sighting thing or whatever from last
Yeah.
year? Like that was really freaking crazy. Like that was one of the big topics I talked about whenever my friends like would talk about it and everything, and like oh my god, like one of my favorite YouTubers, like well, she's not like super popular or anything, but she has like a little over 600 subscribers, but still, but she's pretty cool. Even though she's British and she is a mom, but still she's pretty cool. But like she plays like Minecraft and stuff like that. But like whatever. Um, like her name on YouTube is Trudy Wright, which I have a feeling that's her real name. But I don't really know. Uh, but I kind of consider her as like one of my YouTube friends or whatever. Like we talk to each other once in a while whenever we comment on each other's stuff, like videos and everything. And so she she like it was like I think it was back in October 2016. I forget which day it was when she put up the video, but it's kind of like a short video, but it was when her and her daughter were trying to have like, like a nice little day together, like just, strolling on the path, like seeing some sightings or whatever.
Yeah.
So then, but it was her daughter that was recording it. So, uh, so what was it? So they're walking, still walking. And then they stop
A walking
because
marathon.
this guy. And then here's the thing, this guy, like, he wasn't really like dressed up like a clown, but he like kind of popped out from like this like hedge or whatever. I think it was a hedge. I think that's what they're called. Like it wasn't like a little bush or anything, but like it was like something like tall, but it was like,
Oh yeah, it's,
you
it's
know,
a hedge. It's
um,
definitely a hedge.
yeah. Yeah, like I was
Well,
like, I
well.
know there's a name to it. And sorry if I sounded really dumb about that. Like I was like, I know there's like a name to
No,
this
trust me, I
thing.
have done moments myself. Like, I believe there was a moment at my school today, to where my teacher asked me, "Oh, like it was a very simple question, like, oh yeah, because we were making jokes, like, oh yeah, what's 1 + 1?" I'm like, oh yeah, easy, 0. But in my mind, I hear 1 - 1, so I'm just like, and then all I hear is everyone just started laughing, like, wait, is that not the answer? Am I being stupid? It's like, no, they're not the answer. That's 1 - 1. I'm like, oh, I am stupid. I'm of the stupid variety today.
Really?
'Cause that was like a very embarrassing moment too. Ah, ow.
But I mean, like at least on the bright side, like you're just kind of laughing about it. Like you're not like crying about it or something. Because I know that some people, when they get embarrassed, like some people end up in tears or something, or whatever.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not too sure, but because I'm not
Like
of other
I've seen
people.
that happen a few times. I'm like, no, wait, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Don't cry, please.
Yeah, I think I possibly had those moments like when I was younger or something. I don't really know, cause like when you were younger, like now you don't really have uh, much of like memories of like when you were like really super little or something.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, I remember when I was 4, like I was riding my bike and or something like that, and I fell off and I scraped my knee, and my mom literally wrote down in my little diary type of thing when I was like 4. Like she wrote down the things I said. So one of the things from that day was that because I have a brother, so he's like a bit younger than me by like 4 years, 2 months, and so he was like a toddler. So yeah, like I was like 4 or 5, like yeah, like I kind of want to say around like between 4 and 5. So he must have been like either like a baby, or like a bit of a toddler. But anyways, I was like 5 or 6, and he was at the screen door and was like crying because I like fell down and such. Like he was like whining or crying or something, and I like fell off and scraped my knee. And so like I guess like for him it was kind of a bit emotional or something. Like he didn't want to see me like get hurt or something like that. So yeah. But that's just like a little funny to me for some reason. I don't know why. Sometimes I find little awkward moments a little bit funny, but depends on like what it is or something. Maybe it's just how I said it at that time, at that age, to my mom about like when she was like writing it down for me, because I really couldn't like write actual words. I just like scribbled stuff and then swirlies or whatever, like made swirly things or something like that, like messed up with my pictures
Oh yeah.
at that age. Because you don't really have some skill with those things. So,
I still
yeah.
suck at drawing. I draw a
I,
pretty mean stick figure.
like with like Hangman or something like that, like one of
Oh
those like
yeah.
old little games
Oh
or
no.
something like that. Oh gosh, it's been like so long since I last played Hangman. But then
The
again, it's
last time
like
I played
really
Hangman,
weird.
that was like in my first year in middle school.
I remember like in middle school or something, like we used to like play it, and then like we just like stopped playing it like when we got to like the high school. It's really weird like when you think of that stuff. Oh gosh, like I have some good memories from high school. Oh god. It's like weird. But then again, like I remember this one moment in high school. We were doing something in class, and well, one of my period classes, and I remember, and I swear I've talked about this a few times with friends and such. Like I remember that I was literally trying to erase something on my paper, but because of my eraser on my mechanical pencil, I have a thing for mechanical pencils. I just can't use actual pencils. Just the scraping kind of sound from regular pencils, like it just makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know why. Like I get this like type of like chill or something that goes down my back and possibly a little down my arm, like my right arm or something. And I don't know why. Like it just sounds so weird. And because like if you don't sharpen your pencil or something, or like let's say like you just recently sharpened your pencil, and like you would just like write stuff down, and sometimes it makes like some type of like squeaky like sound or something. And like I don't know if you've had those moments like where like you hear someone like using like a regular pencil, they're writing stuff down, and it's like it just makes like some type of like squeaky like sound or whatever, or screech, not
Oh
squeaky, like
yeah.
screechy like sound, and it just, I don't know why, it just, it was so weird with that. But anyway, so I remember I was erasing something with my eraser on my mechanical pencil, and I swear I used to carry like tons of pencils and pens with me all the time. I don't know why, like I had to think for that, like just in case if I ran out of lead or something. And people used to ask me, "Can I borrow your pencil?" And then they just wouldn't even give it back. Like even after they would tell me that they would give it back. And but anyways, so so when I was erasing, my eraser made some like farting like she sound, and I remember that the boy that was sitting like over two spaces away from me, like it was like in a shape of like a square, our four desks. I mean, so I was sitting one, like I was sitting next to one girl and I was sitting across from another girl, and then here's one boy at our table or whatever, of four desks together. And so he hears the sound from my eraser when I was erasing. So he was like, "Liz, did you fart?" And I was like, "No." And well, like this is kind of how I said it. Like I was like, "No," or something like that. And like, and then I was like, "I didn't fart. It was my pencil. I was trying to erase something." And then he was like having this like big smile on his face or something, and he was just like being funny for some reason. And then he ends up, like, he literally says to me after that, he says to me, "I'm gonna write down what you just said," or something like that. And he just like writes it in his agenda book and everything. And so like it was just like really weird. But like I
Why
just
would
kind
you
of
do
thought,
this?
yeah. And so like it was just like really weird. But like it's kind of funny when I think of it now, but at that time I was thinking like, why are you writing what I just said? Like, why? And I remember one day he said in that same class, like he literally said to me, yeah, that he has written some of the things I've said, like to him or whatever. And so he read off some of the things I've said, and it was just like really weird. And so, but like it was like it's just funny. I don't know why.